First at 6, a decades-old cold case in the Upper Valley is being renewed by the New Hampshire Attorney General's office and state police. Nearly 60 years after the homicide of a young girl named Joanne Dunham, investigators are now hopeful they can use new technology, maybe do some new interviews to finally bring answers to her family. ABC 22's Matt Holderman spoke with the chief of the New Hampshire Department of Justice Cold Case Unit today. And Matt is live in the studio.
That's right, Lauren. Exactly 57 years ago today, on June 11th, 1968, 15-year-old Joanne Dunham left her mobile home in Charlestown, New Hampshire, and walked towards her school bus stop as she did almost every morning. But Joanne never made it to school that day, and after all this time, there are still a lot of questions about what exactly happened to her and why.
Her body was found the next day about 5.5 miles from her home, and she'd been murdered.
That's about all the information investigators have to share in the unsolved homicide of 15-year-old Joanne Dunham. Decades of dedicated work, but not a lot of leads to go on. Just an autopsy result and a heartbroken family.
An autopsy later revealed that she had been asphyxiated. Joanne Dunham's family is very much involved, and they want answers.
Exactly 57 years later, after a long period of silence, Chris Knowles, the chief of the New Hampshire Department of Justice Cold Case Unit, says the state is now taking a renewed look at the case. He says Deputy Chief Investigator Todd Flanagan, the man assigned to Dunham's case, recently visited her burial site in Claremont, and a realization suddenly clicked. Dunham's grave didn't even have a proper marking. Saddened but reinvigorated, Flanagan made sure that Dunham and her family got a headstone before this year's anniversary and wants to give the cold case another go.
It's our hope, though, that would remind the community and people that may have information that Joanne hasn't been forgotten, and that we're still searching and seeking answers on her case.
Knowles says his unit will re-examine all of the evidence and leads they've garnered over the decades, possibly by using new technology that didn't exist the last time they looked at certain pieces of evidence. They also hope to do more interviews with people in towns like Unity, Charlestown, Claremont, and beyond to uncover more tips, even if someone knows something they think might just be insignificant.
And that's the hope with all of these cases, is that the technology will, if it's not today, it will be soon, in a place that will provide answers. Anyone with information, no matter how small, asking that they come forward with that and provide that to law enforcement.
So if you know anything about what might have happened to Joanne Dunham and who might have killed her all those decades ago, you can reach New Hampshire's Cold Case Unit at 1-800-525-5555 or reach out to them online. We will have links on our website, mychamplainvalley.com. Reporting live in the studio, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.